Hey guys, Joshua in the woods. Hope you're all well. Doing an indoor video today. Southern California, we still have not seen autumn weather yet, so it's still very hot outside. And I've been looking for a good place to do this video, and this seemed to be kind of the best spot that I could find inside in the house. I've been talking about wanting to do a video on this pack. This is the Expedition pack by Alder canvas. Yeah, I've been wanting to do a video for a while on it. I switched from a Frost River bag that I used for quite some time, the Summit Expedition pack, which is similar. And there's only a couple videos out on YouTube on these Alderstream packs, and some of them less thorough than others. But now having experience with both the Summit Expedition Frost River pack and now with this one for almost a year now, I've kind of come up with some positives about both and negatives about both, and maybe that might inform you, because I know that the Frost River pack, the Summit Expedition pack, is probably one of Frost River's most popular bags, and I know that a lot of people look to Alderstream as well. So having had experience with both, I think I might be able to offer a little bit to the circle there. To start off with, actually, well, this is the Alderstream canvas, but to start off with, I'll actually show you Frost River. Unfortunately, I don't have the Summit Expedition pack anymore. I did sell it, but I do have this one, and this is the Timber Cruiser Junior. This is a fantastic pack. This is great for 2-3 nights, and you can fit everything on this. It's fantastic. But I just wanted to bring this to the video just so you have an idea of the differences, at least in looks, and I can talk about a little bit of the specifics later on between the differences between the two packs. So that's a Frost River. I actually have 3 sleeping pillows inside of there right now, just to kind of give it some bulk. But as a little background, last year I was using the Summit Expedition pack exclusively for hiking, solely for hiking, doing long day hikes and whatnot. And I started to get some aching in my shoulders, and so I started kind of looking into what could be the causes of that. A lot of comments that I got about it, or advice, was you need like a hip belt to take that weight off your shoulders. Well, for some reason I wasn't completely convinced of it, because I wasn't really carrying that much stuff. I was only doing day hikes. At the most, I might have a little hatchet on me, which would kind of create a little bit of extra weight, but not enough to really cause the issues that I was having in my upper back and shoulders. So I got a kind gift. I got a kind gift from 1972 woodsman Eric a while back, and that was this Kelty pack. This is a Red Wing 2650. It's actually an older pack. It's an older style pack. But if you look at, I forget the name of the new ones. It's the Red Wing 50. I think it's the Red Wing 40 and 50. It's similar to actually these old school canvas military style packs. It's got a front pocket, it's got the 2 sides, it's got a little sleeve here for water bottles, but it's almost like an open bucket. It does zip all the way, but it's just got a real open space on the inside. But the difference is that this, compared to the 2 canvas bags that I'm going to show you, has highly padded shoulder straps. And it only had this sternum strap to it. And it didn't have a hip belt. No hip belt on it. So, but I found that it was really, really comfortable and did not give me shoulder issues. And so that kind of took away the idea that I needed some kind of hip pad. And so I started looking at the design of the pack that I owned, which was the Summit Expedition. I wish I could show it to you, but on the back of the Summit Expedition Frost River pack, the two straps are connected to a brass O-ring at the top of the back, right here, and they kind of co-join, so they almost, the straps meet in the middle right here. But the brass ring goes down about down to here. It goes down pretty far, and so those straps only start from about right there. And so what was happening is, as I put more weight into my pack, that brass ring would come up really far, and the pack would kind of sit, it may be hard for you to understand, but it would sit off my back really quite far. And it would hang a lot, because there's a brass ring, then the connecting straps. And so as I put more weight into the pack, it would pull on my shoulders. And it created pain for me. I actually talked to a guy at Frost River, and he kind of thought that that brass ring that they use it on a couple packs, is probably better for guys with bigger, broader shoulders. Well, I'm a small guy. I'm 5'10". I don't weigh a lot. I'm not a real big dude, so being skinny, it kind of makes the straps go more towards themselves. If you're big, those straps will pull out, and the pack will pull up onto your body. And so that wasn't happening. It was pulling down. So then I started looking for a different canvas bag. I'm attached to canvas and leather. I love canvas bags. I like the feel of them. I like their ruggedness. So I started looking around, and Alder came up as one of the options. So I looked around and I called Jane, who works at Alder, and I ordered a pack. You can get the pack in a couple different variations. You can get it in a deluxe version, and you can get it in a standard version. The standard version doesn't have the leather here. It's got like plastic buckles, like nylon straps with plastic buckles. So I went with the deluxe version. And there's a couple features that you can add on. There's some pockets that you can add on the inside and whatnot. And yeah, there's a couple features that I really, really like over the Frost River, and there's some things that I like about the Frost River that this bag doesn't have. So I'll try to add some kind of rudimentary measurements. There's a lot of measurements that you'll get online that aren't necessarily easy to understand. So we'll just take a tape measure and start to measure them. But as it starts out, I'm going to stand up. I'll be kind of out of the way, just kind of pointing at different features so you can kind of get the idea. This pocket here is the first thing you'll notice if you have a Summit Expedition, or if you're looking at it. This pocket is much larger. It's much taller. This pocket runs about 9 inches. It's got a lot of room. The bottom is probably about the same as the Summit Expedition, but you have this increased added space up top. So you can put a lot of stuff in there, a heck of a lot of stuff. The Summit Expedition has one buckle in the middle, and the top flap for the pack is really small. It's really quite small. So if you want to stuff things underneath the flap, you're gonna see it. So if you put like a sleeping bag or sleeping roll or some kind of coat in there, you're gonna see it sticking out the top, because it doesn't cover the whole thing that's resting on top of the pack. So that's nice about this pack. It's got a nice big flap. These buckles are the one thing that I saw when I first got this pack that I didn't like. They're roller buckles. They're really nice roller buckles. There's nothing wrong with the buckles at all, of course. But you'll notice that if I just undo it, it's tough to get these out. And the reason is that, let me see if I can do a side-by-side here. The reason is, hopefully this is coming in because I can't see what you guys are seeing, but when you unstrap these, if you look here, this is just a hole with this little guy coming through here. This has a slot cut into the leather. Hopefully you can see that. And this moves back and forth. Right, it moves back and forth really nicely. Again, roller buckles, nice brass roller buckles. This does not. This is stuck. So this won't go anywhere. So it took me a couple weeks to learn how to actually do this right. So when you're here, you can't just kind of like, just forget about it. But what you have to do is I've come up with that. You have to squeeze the bottom and that prong right there together, and it slips right out. Not a big deal, but at first when I got it, it was a heck of a lot different. Having been used to the Frost River bag, that was something to get used to. So now you can see for me, it's not a problem at all. So switch this back. So 2 straps here, which is nice if you want to put something on the back, on the top, because you can really kind of get it really nicely in there, strapped tightly on the top. You open it up. It's got a paracord drawstring. It's nice. It's replaceable. It hasn't broken. I've had no issues with it. The Frost River bags have a sort of it's kind of like a waxed nylon cord. It's kind of rough, but I like the paracord. It's a good look. So standard drawstring. I've got a bunch of blankets in here just to kind of pack it out so it will stand up, which is another point that I'll make later on. You have the capability of adding a pocket on the inside of here. So let me pull this out. I added this to the back. So this is sewed onto the back here. Hopefully you can see that. And I added this zipper, which is big enough for books, a journal. There's little slots for pens inside. Let's see if I can get that shown. I just got some fat wood in there, pens and whatnot. So that's a really nice addition that the Frost River does not have. That doesn't have extra pockets on the inside. It's just a bucket. It's an old school bucket. Nothing wrong with that, but this is a nice feature to have. These guys here, again, this has a nice cover on the top. The Frost River has, very similar to the top flap that it has, it's got a very small kind of circular little flap that goes over the top. Well, this one has some nice pockets that kind of slip over the whole thing and kind of keeps your stuff protected inside. The other side I just have a big med kit, big first aid kit. Now if we flip to the back, this was the big thing that really affected me, was that the straps went up to the very top. And so now I pack this thing out, and it gives me no issues at all, because this back sits flat up against my back when I have it packed out. There's no hanging from way back here to have it hang, to let it, like, you know, hang back away from my back. But it keeps it nice and straight up against my upper back. These straps, they have no padding at all. It's just canvas and leather. It's not an issue. It's a little stiff when you first get it, but as soon as those wear in like they have, it's completely comfortable, absolutely comfortable. And they are on leather. It buckles at the bottom. Now, another thing about the back, this is a padded back. There's a 1/2 inch piece of foam inside. There's some self foam in there. And that's a huge help. I can actually take everything out that's inside this pack. I can take everything out and it will stand on its own. The other Frost River bags, they will flop down because there's no back support, which that's cool too. I got used to that. I got used to that completely. You just have to pack right. You have to, yeah, otherwise things will stick into your back. Now, I still pack right with this bag. I'm still conscious of how I put everything in there, but I don't have to be as conscious with it. You can just kind of throw stuff in there. So let me give you, like I said, some measurements. So this was about 9 inches by roughly 7 inches. Side to side, you got about 18 inches from one side of the pocket to the other. Inside the bag, roughly 12 inches, about 1 foot wide. And this can still go taller, but just as is from the floor is about 17 inches. About 17 inches or so. So that's the bag. I highly recommend it. Now, the canvas and the look. I'll push this to the side and bring this up. The color was something that I wasn't totally sold on when I first got this bag, because I was used to this Frost River Field Tan waxed canvas. I like the look of this canvas better, to be totally honest. I think it's very old military style. It's very earthy looking. It's very deep and kind of, yeah, earthy. It looks like the earth. This is like almost like a forest green. But over time, I know that this will fade because you can see old military packs from many, many years ago, and they're faded. They're no longer this green. So as I, go hiking more and I'm outdoors more, this will fade, and I'm already getting used to it. I've really fallen in love with this pack, the way it is. These buckles, at first I was super bummed on the buckles. I was wondering if I was going to like it at all, but now that I've gotten used to it, it's fine, but I do like these brass buckles better, and the brass simply looks cooler, I think. I think it looks better. But all in all, I prefer this pack. This pack is fantastic for my several day ventures. A lot of times if I go out for a couple days, I'll bring this pack, but I'm going to bring this too for the day hikes. So I have no issues with this pack at all, but this one I really have, the issues are minor, the buckle issue, but everything else is great. And so I would highly recommend Alder Stream. They're handmade by a lady named Jane in Maine, in the United States. And so it's a great small business to support. And so is Frost River, a great small business to support, but Jane's even smaller. So again, a great pack, so check them out. I hope this has been helpful. If not, I'm very sorry. Have a great day, and hope you're all well. We'll talk soon. Peace. Hey guys, so I'm just in the backyard here, and I was thinking about a couple of points that I forgot to mention in the video. 2 big points that may be an important point for those of you who are looking into these packs. Frost River packs are waxed canvas. Alder Stream packs are not waxed. They are just regular canvas. You can get 15-ounce canvas or 18-ounce, which is, my pack is 18, the thicker canvas, but it doesn't come waxed. So you can wax it on your own if you wanted to. I don't find the need to. I'm in a very dry climate. I'm here in Southern California. I don't need to do any waxing of the canvas. It hardly rains here. So that's one point. And then the second point is that on the side pockets of those packs, where you put your water bottle and other stuff on the side pockets, on the Frost River pack, there's an axe sleeve behind those pockets where you can slip a hatchet inside of that sleeve, just on the inside, so up against the pack body itself, in between the side pocket and the pack body itself, you can slip an axe in there. And that's a really nice feature that I was not so happy not being able to get that on the Alder Stream pack, but you know, you can strap it under the top flap if you want, but for me, as I said, I'm predominantly using it for hiking. So for hiking, I would never bring anything bigger than a hatchet. So you can stick the hatchet in your pack if you're really concerned about that. But for packs like for like axes, like popular axes like Gransfur's small forest axe or whatever, I never found that the axe sleeve in the Summit Expedition Frost River was big enough anyways. The axe was just simply too long. So for small hatchets, you can just throw that in your pack if you went with the Alder Stream. So that's it. Just wanted to make that point. All right, guys. Peace. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.